All right. Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. Hey guys, it is December 2nd, first show of December, and we are doing a reaction video. We have myself, our Captain McFarland, the talent, and then joining us today as well is our Chief of Security, Leon. So we want to thank you guys for joining us today.
Have I become the one word like Sting or Bono or dipshit? It's just a one word thing now. It's
You're the
just,
chief.
yeah.
Chief security.
Yeah. Chief.
No, just Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
Leon.
knows you by Leon.
Do you want to talk about the phone call that I made prior to you two?
Not really. We're going to move past that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happened. What happened was I like being on time, and I know the president of our company likes us to be on time. So I came to the studio 12 minutes early.
15.
Thank you. I came in 15 minutes early, and then I made a phone call to who?
It was me.
Okay, and then tell me what you guys said to me.
I didn't get any word in edgewise because it was what am I doing up here? Blah, blah, and then I won't even repeat some of the words. But I then quickly responded, well,
Since you don't want to repeat the words I said, you give me a synopsis.
He was basically yelling at us that we're not going to be on time.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and some Coop was going to be used as a projectile against me.
Something like that.
Physical harm to multiple people. Disregard for surroundings and the safety of everybody involved.
Okay.
Diego, we're doing good other than the fact that Leon keeps threatening us.
And so, anyways,
I was just trying to keep the company afloat.
hold on. We're still getting through the narrative here.
Oh
So, so when I was done, I like to call it counseling you.
Yes.
When I was done counseling at you, I said, "Get up here. Let's be on time for once."
So we came up.
Okay, and you guys got here, and then walk me through. Now it's his turn.
R2D2.
it's my turn. So R2D2. Thank you, R2D2. So I had to get some stuff set up. I had to get some stuff set up because with the new laptop, some things have changed and settings aren't saved. So I had to go through some of that technical error. And Mr. Impatient over here would not stop berating me so I could get it done quicker.
Okay, so let me go ahead and check something here. What time are we supposed to be on the air?
Anytime between 2 and 2:30.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're
supposed to be on here at 2.
We shoot for 2.
And
we shoot for 2.
Were we on at 2?
I was in my chair at 2.
The week of my vacation, we were on at 2 both days.
You had it set up. Yeah, nice try.
We're from the future.
Yeah.
So, and then beyond our little beratement here in front of everybody, we would have been on a little bit more on time, but Mr. Leon wanted to berate us in front of you guys, so you guys get to enjoy that.
So now we can get back to the topic at hand.
So we're doing a reaction video, and again, with the reaction videos, I'm the only one who's seen them. They will get to see it. You guys will get to see it as well with them, and we're going to get to go over a little bit of it and together and see if there could have been something done better. Was the officer or security officer involved? Did they do a good job? Were they keeping up to pace and all that good stuff? And kind of just how quickly some of that stuff turns. So we're doing that today. We were thank goodnessly graced by our chief of security, even though he's down to one name, which is Leon. And he's a little upset about that, apparently.
He's the world's greatest work dad.
So, I was just giving you a hard time about not having a Titan shirt on, or making sure you have a Titan shirt on. Then I looked down and realized I didn't have a Titan shirt.
I might be the only one in the room.
Yeah, but this was provided by my Titan loved ones.
It was.
Yes.
So we're going to get ready to hop into this. So guys, give me some clarity while I switch over the cameras, and there's going to be a brief pause while we get all this set up.
Well, we can talk about how windy range was.
Or you can do that too.
I'm tired of wind.
Even Rose has said, he goes, "Wow, you guys are wind beaten." I didn't really notice it, but our faces are pretty red.
Yeah, we're burnt. Yeah, no, and a great group. I mean, it was a great group, and they
and gal.
Yeah, they saw their way through the wind, and I always try to tell everybody that it's always colder out there. It's always hotter. It's just the wind's more brisk. It's just you got to get used to those elements, and this will be something that'll make Ryan and HR happy. Is guys, I cannot express the importance of layering as this winter's coming upon us. Guy, you can always leave it in your car.
Yep.
You can always leave it in your car, but once you get to work and if you got an outside gig and you didn't
miserable,
it's horrible.
Just miserable, man.
Miserable. Not to mention you probably get sick.
Yeah,
and you miss work.
I've kind of always gone by that. Is the big thing there with that is if you're going to be outside, you're not 100% sure the temperature is going to be reasonable or not, is to bring it with you just in case.
Yep. Just have just have a bag of, a backup. But it just, man, that wind was kicking, and it's 60 degrees out. There's no way it was 60 degrees out there, dude.
No, well, and
Yeah.
it's in the middle of nowhere. There's not as much infrastructure to break
Yeah.
that wind up, so you're
Yeah.
getting miles of cold air blowing at you.
Yeah, and it's just amazing of that stuff that how it kind of beats you up.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Ready when you guys are.
All right.
So we're going to cut over to the video now, and then
Is this PD or is this security?
so this is a law enforcement officer. Unfortunately, I don't have all the details.
Okay.
And I'll go over at the end of it, but I don't have all the details. I do know. I'll go over at the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why we do this.
Entertainment.
I don't like these.
Good.
So he pulls this guy over just so there's a few minutes missing that they didn't include in this in the video itself, but they pulled this guy over for his tint, and he'll go over that, and
Okay.
then we'll go over a couple of sections to see how the interaction went and where it took a downfall.
He's already got his head out the window.
It was a smart move. You're gonna put a gauge on.
Yep. It's a limo tent.
Ambient light is getting through your window. Okay.
All right. So it starts off like that. I love his interaction where he not only does the tint test, but he actually breaks it down and gives a really good explanation to the individual of what the law is and where he should be.
He kind of has to in that point. And the reason I'm saying that is because that is not your average why I'm stopping you today.
Yeah.
And so you kind of want to take away some of that. Hey, what are you pulling me over for?
Yeah.
And so to get in front of that argument before it's broadcast to you, it was a good move. No,
Absolutely.
I agree.
My address and anything.
So he's looking for his insurance. He can't find it. The reason this is in there to show the mentality of how everything is right now.
Sure. Yeah.
I just gotta check it. Make sure it's good. Yes, good.
So you can see everything's calm. He
Yep.
mentioned, why are you nervous? Just to kind of help him out a little bit. And then
Either would be a fate of coming out. Okay, did that marijuana? Yes, sir. So let's look at this house. Listen.
He's gonna get ran over.
Oh no. Oh.
He's gonna hate this.
So that's what it is right there. Now, like I said, I don't have all of the information on this one. It does the little information I do have is the officer is okay, but I don't have any information on what happened to the subject or what happened after this fact. So that is as far as I've got information wise, unfortunately.
Do you have any information if he was hung up? Was the officer hung up on something in the vehicle?
So no, he was hanging on to when the guy initially had started rolling forward, he had put his feet on the running board on
I
the bottom.
understand that. I could see that.
Maybe the
was not-
seatbelt. I
he
think
was-
he was trying to wrap his hand around
he
the
was-
seatbelt. Maybe
He was not hung up.
Okay.
He was not hanging onto. He wasn't caught in. So he was hanging onto the car.
Are we sure about that before I critique this? Because okay, let me do it. Let me do it this way, just in case we're not sure. If he was hung up, then my God, how well, it's tragic no matter what. But my God, what a bad series of events. Thank God he's okay. Either way, thank God he's aware. If he was doing that as a proactive, I'm going to hang on to this vehicle. That's just, guys,
Don't do it.
Just no.
Especially for weed.
Yeah, for homicide.
Let me double check it real quick.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
Double check it. But
you want us to keep talking?
yeah, you guys keep going on.
Yeah.
But I'm almost positive.
Okay, Coop's taking a look at that while me and the captain.
Yeah, I really
talk
want to
on that.
know. I got to know what happened because I'm concerned about the kid too. Like,
Yeah,
that's what bothers
if
me.
he's hung up, then we have a totally different thing here. And stuff like that. But if we are proactively trying to hang on to a vehicle over a possible, and I mean over a possible drug charge, all right, of a drug that's legal in how many states now?
Pretty much all of them.
And we were talking about this. Captain McFarland and I were talking about this on the way out to range this morning. Did we mention how windy it was at range?
Okay, so he is holding on to the seatbelt. He's not caught on it. He reaches in, grabs it with his right hand, pulls it forward so he can grab it with his non-dominant, so he's access to his
You don't need
firearm.
to be doing that. Doesn't need to be doing that.
Okay. All right. Let me state this first because Captain McFarland and I were in some meetings yesterday, and when we say don't do something, sometimes it is automatically put on us that we are pro this or pro that, or that we are a believer that you should be able to run from the police, or that you should be able to disobey a lawful order, which is what happened here.
Yes.
Okay. He's running from the cops. And he's disobeying a lawful order. We are not pro disobeying the police. We are not pro the fact that in numerous businesses theft is legal these days. We're not supporting that.
Right.
Maybe I guess somebody can make a argument that we are laying down to that. But the thing is we're not supporters of that. I think you should obey every lawful order a police officer gives you. I think if you steal something, there should be consequences for it. I'm a big believer. I'm a law and order guy, and I believe in that. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not walking in that world anymore. We are just not walking in that world. When police officers used to say something on the stand, that was considered true. And now, if it's not on video, it's
up for debate.
Yeah,
He said, she said.
Yeah, it's he said, she said. And the thing is that's just not the world that we are walking in. And if I have the story right, and from what the angle I could see, and from me having you watch it a second time, I don't know how you don't disengage on that all day long.
You got his information.
You know who it is.
You got guys coming. You got guys coming. Just peel off.
Yeah.
I said, and that was my thing. Is when I first watched the video, I saw it and I was like, my first thought was, what would be instructed to me as a security officer, right? And I know this is a police officer. He's out on the road doing a regular stop. But if this was me and I was at an apartment complex or one of our other places where we have a guy who's in the parking lot that we need to make contact with because the client wants us to, the minute that he had started pulling off, and to the officer still had his information in his hand. He still had his license and his registration. He didn't have his insurance.
More than likely ran it and called it in anyway.
Right. So it's on record. I know that you told us and you've trained us and you've beaten into our heads. If they're wanting to leave, I've got his registration and his license. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him drive off because I already know who he is, where he lives, the whole 9 yards.
We'll get him later.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to die, and that officer doesn't need to have that on his conscience either.
Or get hurt. Or
get his leg ripped off because he got ran over.
All the bad stuff that could have happened here. Yep. Guys, it took us 10 years, but we got Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
I mean, we got him.
We got him.
We got him. And the thing is,
he can hide better than the best of them. So
yeah, and so, man, let this stuff go. Do you know how recent that is?
I don't, unfortunately.
I mean, he said he asked for a Florida card. He asked for a Florida.
It was legal in Florida pretty early, I believe.
He asked for a Florida marijuana card.
The video itself was put out in...
I mean, that's early 2000s Escalade, so anywhere from probably 2010 and up.
Even on a person's crime.
The video is 3 years old.
Okay. Even on a person's crime, there's a better way to get this guy.
Fight him in court.
There's a better way to get this guy.
And just like a guy that's resisting,
yeah,
fight him in court, dude. Obey their commands, obey any kind of instruction, and you'll 9 times out of 10 get out of there.
The only way I'm doing that, the only way that I could see if I saw somebody in danger in the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm doing. Like, this is a kidnapping suspect and he's getting ready
or he's got a hold of your uniform.
Right. Or he's dragging me.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's happened. There's no doubt.
Sure.
And if he sees that there is a child or another man or a female tied up in the back seat.
Yeah, being stabbed.
You're being stabbed, and he's getting ready to take off with them again. Okay, let's make it happen.
Yeah,
all right, let's go ahead and do it.
Yep.
But other than that, I just cannot see a way where I'm okay with
that.
it.
Well, and that was my initial, just like you said, I could see the seatbelt and him grabbing it and trying to pull it from it before he started taking off. And then there's a few other little clips of him and the seatbelt flying up and down, and you can see the officers offhand, and he at one point almost looked like he was going for the gun, the individual. So I think he was pushing him.
What he was doing is he was trying to push the gun away, and then the first instance where his hand comes up, he pushes the gun away, and then his hand comes forward as he's trying to push the officer off.
He's trying to push him off to run.
And then he caught probably 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, it sure looked like it.
Yeah, it looked like close. But again, unfortunately, we don't know. We don't know.
Well,
I got it.
And the vehicle, you can see, doesn't really look like it's manned very well. After that, it just kind of goes straight off. The screen.
Yeah. From what I could tell at the end, the part that we didn't get to because I cut it out, there's as the vehicle pulls off to the right as it goes onto the highway, there is dust there.
Yeah.
So I think he did. He might have caught rounds and then he went off into the ditch a little bit.
Yeah, because he missed the continuation of the ramp and went, I think, in terrain.
Guys, and this is for my Titan guys. There's another day. There's another way. There's warrant status. There's all kinds of other options. Let people go. Let them go. And we will figure things out later. We will find, if it was that egregious of a crime, we will piece it together and we will get it figured out. But let these people go. If you have somebody who's, that's a dangerous person who's doing anything they can to escape.
Yep.
And you're going to get hurt. And and that's what that is the mentality of a portion of our citizens is if I just get away, it's all going to be okay.
Yep.
And the thing is there will be pressure and teeth brought to bear. It just may not be today. So let them go.
Yep.
And don't worry about it. And guys, there are dozens and dozens of agencies that are treating traffic citations like a bill. They're turning them over to that was happening when I was on.
Mm-hmm.
They're turning them over to collections companies.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it's turning into a bill that you owe. And so, guys, why? I mean, and marijuana
it causes more for something that has been starting to be legalized for the past 5 years.
Yeah,
if not longer. that has been where even states even have either a medical use of, and you've got a medical card,
or recreation,
or recreational,
Yeah.
like Colorado and some of these other states that are Missouri just
in
got
6 days.
As-
That's right. Yeah,
is it
they
Missouri
were not
and-
messing
okay,
around
yeah,
pushing
see,
that through.
and that's the thing,
Missouri
it's like
in
when you-
6 days, at
when you-
least the way I read the news was December 8th. It is lawful for the recreational places to start selling, unless I read that wrong, and maybe I did. But it's just
it brings up it puts you in too much risk. I mean, for something
Yeah.
so minute. I mean, when it comes down to personal,
You could
and
have had 400 pounds in the back of that thing.
It's
and
still
it
not worth it.
it's
wouldn't
still not worth it. No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying for something so small when it comes to marijuana or anything like controlled substance like that, if you've got his information, we've got his driver's license and his registration, and he goes to pull off. Diego says that he goes, I think he should have moved away from the vehicle and when he put the car in drive and let him go.
Yep.
And that's exactly it. You're putting yourself in the potentiality of taking yourself out of the field for an extremely long amount of time, or putting yourself to where you're never going to go in the field again.
Run, go get in your car. You got your boys coming. Follow him, whatever you got to do. And even then, it's probably not even worth a chase.
You
And
said
I doubt most departments would even allow it.
you said Diego's commenting.
Yeah, Diego is.
Diego, in any of your training by Instructor Sparks, do you have any recollection of him ever telling you to get in front of a vehicle or try
on to one.
or hold on to one or engage a vehicle? Guys, I got to know that this is clear for our 400 guys and girls that we have out there. We have to know this because I walk by the training office all the time, or the training room all the time. I can hear Todd and they're just saying, don't do this. Don't do this. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And we just got to keep after it. If that's our status in life, our station in life as instructors and as supervisors here at Titan, then so be it. We'll keep saying it. We will keep saying
No,
it.
I will say I do know that the last time I was in with Todd, when
He's got a slide on.
he's got a slide
I'm
on it,
saying
and he
that
brings
out
it
of-
up.
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but and it's one of those things that one of the things that I know that Todd brings up is don't put yourself in a dangerous situation.
Yep.
If you know that if something doesn't feel right, if you're talking to an individual and you're talking about theft, just even regular theft where they're trying to push a cart out and they're giving you a whole bunch of opposition where they're pushing the cart into you and you can see the anger getting in, let them go.
Well, let's break it down how the president would want to break them down. Okay. What do we need to use lethal force? We need the means, we need the
Opportunity, and jeopardy.
and jeopardy/motive.
Hmm.
The problem here is, yes, the young man driving the truck has the means. He's got the truck.
Absolutely.
Yes, he's got the opportunity because the cop's right.
He put
I'm sorry.
himself in.
Yes, he's got the jeopardy because the cop's right there. But honestly, the police officer, if I have all the information, I want to make sure I'm saying that over and over again. If I have all the information, if there's not a
Allegedly.
if I'm seeing everything at face value,
He allegedly has the opportunity to get away.
yeah, and the officer is causing the jeopardy. He's causing that jeopardy. He's causing that, opportunity. He's almost causing two of the factors right there. He's placing himself on the vehicle. He's holding on to the vehicle, and he's making a decision. I'm
creating the bad stuff here.
Yeah.
creating the
I'm
bad
putting
stuff.
myself in that position.
Yeah.
Well, how is it? It's no different. I mean, besides a few things, no different than the first reaction video we watched with Ryan,
Yeah.
where that kid got in front of a car that
Yep.
couldn't go anywhere else.
Yep.
And the
Yeah.
guy's like, "Hey, get out of my way!"
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just
You're creating the opportunity.
Yeah.
You're putting
Yeah.
yourself in that position and you shouldn't be.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't get to create the factors. The
Yeah.
factors just have to happen.
yeah, it's got to be an organic process.
Yeah. Wow, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, those are not fun. I don't
No.
want to do this anymore.
They're just not, especially when you see when you see a car. You're just
Yeah,
like,
as soon as I
"Oh."
saw it was a traffic stop, I was like, "This." And then I didn't like how he was in his window a lot, and that could have been just the angle of his body cam. But
So-
too many people are getting too involved, dude.
Yeah.
So
That
one of the
pillar,
thing-
get behind the B pillar.
Yeah.
Get behind.
So one of
it.
the things I will say, the officer, when you say that he was too much into the window, it's not the angle of his body cam. When you look at the camera,
and that's what.
car,
Yeah, you can kind
when
of see.
he first walks up,
He's squared
he
straight
stops
up to the
just
window.
before it. He has to roll that window down, but he stops before it. On that car, it would be the C pillar. He stops, asks him to roll that back window down. He checks, make sure that nobody's in there. Loved that. I have them do that to me all the time. Not all the time anymore. Registered now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Only took 17 years.
It only took forever. But
Took me a second. Keep going. Sorry.
so he walks up, does all his normal stuff like that, and when he's checking the tint and all
Starts
of
to get
that,
comfortable.
he's I understand where he's standing up there, but as soon as he's done with the tent, he puts that away, puts it in one of his pockets. He's become comfortable in that situation.
Yeah.
And he's because he's actually leaning. If you look at the video cam from his car, he's actually leaning on the window.
Well, and some of that is to build rapport with the guy.
You want to show
And he
yourself
was
strong.
cool, yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, but as soon as he started getting tense and going and getting fidgety, and you could tell his entire demeanor went from about a 4
to a
to an 8. Yeah, to an 8. That's when you peel back and get a good angle.
Start
on the
taking
guy.
steps away.
Yeah.
Just start taking steps away.
I'm glad he's okay, and I really do. I really hope the individual that essentially ran is okay.
Same. Yeah.
It's not worth it, dude.
No, this is just not worth it. And that's not saying you get a get out jail free card or anything like that. If there's some, if there's some consequences that need to be brought.
Sure, if you get a gun pointed at you and you start disobeying orders, it's
Yeah.
probably going to end bad.
Yeah,
You know,
but,
but-
yeah,
but-
and there again, and maybe that's the frustration people have is that we are sitting here saying disengage, disengage. At what point does the American public need to follow the lawful order of a police officer?
No,
And
there's
so
the
I,
pendulum swings.
yes,
I say,
And
and
I
I think
think
it comes down to that is what would in looking.
I guess
at
what I'm saying right now is the American public is not following the lawful order of a police officer.
I would
No
say,
way.
I would say what would classify as a lawful order in a situation like that. If you're you're sitting in your car and a cop comes up, what would you register as a lawful order? If he's telling you to turn
Depends
the
on the
vehicle off,
situation.
That's
but yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes down to that. I think it's situational.
Just follow
obviously.
instructions from the police
Actually, to be
officer.
honest with you, everything he says
Was
right there
lawful.
was lawful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed his reason for the stop. He proved his reason for the
Reasonable
stop,
suspicion.
and he has an odor of marijuana. So everything he's asking at the time is absolutely lawful. At least the way that I was trained. The problem is there has to be an equation in your head that I've given a lawful order. He's not going to follow. I can see him moving things around, trying to start the vehicle. What now? And the what now on a non-person's crime, to my knowledge, on a non-person's
Yeah, that use
crime.
of force should stop a lot
Just
sooner.
Yeah, it's
The
just
use of
climb
force
off the
continuing
truck,
to just
climb off the
peel
truck,
out.
let
So-
him peel out and go.
Diego says, "I thought it was common sense not to hold on to the vehicle."
Usually.
And then he also says he did a little bit of research. It looks like, thank you, Diego, for helping me out in this fact. He says that the guy that drove off was picked up and arrested 8 hours later. So it looks like he did not get injured in the
Good.
shooting.
Good.
He drove off, and they did pick him up a little later after that.
Good. Thank you, Diego.
So I appreciate you
that.
finding that. I spent a little bit of time on it.
Is that Diego from Sunfresh?
No, that is Diego from down the street.
Okay.
So
What post?
Can't say.
we can't say online.
Okay.
I mean, we probably could, but we're
We,
No,
we
no.
try to
we
avoid
err
it.
on the side of
We try to avoid it.
caution.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. That's okay.
He's about you'll know he's about a mile.
You can technically probably see the building.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Diego's one of our big fans and tries to steal our
He
spots.
threatens to replace us when one of us has gone on vacation.
Something
every
about
time.
drinking vampire blood or something.
Yeah.
Ah, don't say that.
We like
So the
Diego.
first time Captain,
It's all
still
right.
getting used to that,
It's okay.
was missing due to a personal thing he had to handle. I came on. I was like 10 minutes of me just being by myself. Diego was the first one
So I
around.
take my job.
And
right
he
away.
goes, I'm just down the street. He goes, I'm happy to come over. Just send someone to relieve me. And I was like, no, we're not replacing him. Not just yet.
Yeah.
I see, here it is right here. One of these days, I'll get one of those spots.
Yeah.
Diego, you
You
go.
keep working, you might.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. No. So to wrap that up, guys, let's bring it home to us. That's why we do these things. Is we're seeing other officers in tough situations and stuff, but bringing it home to us, to our Titan guys, get away from it. And
Absolutely.
even when I wasn't in a police capacity, I was in a loss prevention capacity. As soon as somebody got to a car, everything went bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they
There's
just,
nothing
and
good
that's
that
the
happens.
thing.
That is a big, heavy weapon.
and they're
that's-
so close to getting away.
Yeah.
You're I,
So-
they
So,
can
so
see
yeah,
it.
the
And they're gonna
adrenaline.
do
when I
everything.
was when I was a little kid, I was on a little trip with my mom and went horseback riding, and I got bucked off the horse, and I didn't understand what I had done wrong. And I remember the guide or whoever took us out, he said, "Kiddo, you didn't do nothing wrong. I saw that barn and got excited."
Yeah.
And he saw that barn, got excited, and he took off. And human beings do the same thing. And
Yeah.
we're sitting there like, I see a way to go.
Yep.
I see it.
I mean, you can
My
smell
exit-
the finish line.
My exit's right there.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing we do for all of our store officers. When you're standing there, if they've got a cart and they're right there at the door, they're going to make that
Yeah.
huge effort to push it out that door
Yep.
and get back there. So
That's how people get hurt.
if it's a hey stop and they stop, fantastic. But if they push past you and they all of a sudden, now that they're getting a little bit more handsy with it,
Yeah.
let them go.
Yeah.
Be the
We've
best
got-
witness.
Yeah, we've
file a
got
good
45
report.
camera angles of them, of their vehicle leaving, their
Yeah.
license plate, and they'll be
Just
back.
Let it go because
They'll be back.
yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
It's never a first time. It's
in the
never a
same
one-time
clothes.
thing.
Nah, let him go, guys. And again, I want to reiterate that is not me, giving a pass to not obeying a lawful order. I think we as a society should obey a lawful order. We as a society just don't.
Yep.
We don't do it anymore, and because that is what the American public is willing to tolerate and put up with, then us as officers need to protect ourselves.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Suzanne says, Leon, do not scare any of the new officers at HQ anymore.
I came in this morning to get range stuff. I was looking at Lieutenant Voss, and I check on Lieutenant Voss in the mornings. I always just walk in and see Michael. Michael's a very stoic, a stoic guy, so I love kind of giving him a hard time when I get here in the mornings. And I opened the door, and I happened to open it, and she was right there, and I think I startled her.
She's the new officer. Who's the new one?
No, it's just saying don't scare new officers to the office.
Because I scared her this morning.
Yeah.
I scared her this morning when I walked in. So
He's not scary.
I don't really think
he's a big old pushover.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
Well, there's a lot of people that probably disagree with you.
I bet.
Really?
I bet Superman would disagree.
Why don't we explore that? Why would you say that?
I bet Superman would disagree.
Yeah, lots of reasons.
Go
Color
ahead.
change.
No.
Decibel level.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Who?
Superman.
Huh.
I bet Superman would disagree that you're
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
in front of 9300.
Oh yeah, that was a
there
fight.
it is.
Yeah, that
I
was,
bet you he believes differently.
that was somebody going after people. That was somebody who was trying to attack a woman in her car.
Yeah, if you stand there and watch that, then we have a problem.
Yeah. And he was going to do it again. And it was one of those things to where, I remember when you guys were running up behind me, I said, yeah, let's take him here, because when you're attacking a pregnant woman in her car, we got to put a stop.
That's the end of it.
Yeah. And if that video turns and they show us another angle that we haven't seen where there's a child in danger or a woman in danger, hang on to that car,
Hang on
buddy.
to it.
Yeah.
You're going for a run.
Yeah, and so that might be your best play in that situation, because that's what we signed up for. We signed up to take care of human beings, take care of people and each other.
Yep.
We didn't sign up for being drugged to death or being killed over a car
And
marijuana
Marijuana.
property. Yeah,
Diego says if it's a person versus a car, the car is always going to win.
pretty much.
It's better to get out of the way and then put
Yeah.
yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're going to lose.
This
that
isn't
fight every time.
Transformers.
Yeah.
No, those are big, heavy machines,
Yep.
and they do some damage. So.
Yeah.
And Suzanne says it was nice to see you, but you did get me, and I don't scare easily. I was definitely laughing at home.
Sounds good.
I'm not here to startle. So,
But I will say you do have some good moments where, like, even I'll be ingrained in scheduling or something, and I won't know. Skinner's done it to me a few times.
Skinner's known for that.
I'll be ingrained in scheduling,
anybody sneaky?
and next thing I know, I look up from scheduling, and there's somebody standing at my desk. I'm like, "Whoa, where'd you come from?"
Yeah. Well, what's up for the weekend?
Well, I know we got some new stuff, some new temps that are starting next week that Lieutenant Rosas and Sergeant Kavista reached out to the team about. As for everything else, seems pretty normal. We don't have anything that's out of the woodwork for the regular stuff. Pretty sure it's going to be cold.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's supposed to be pretty cold for the whole week.
And then on that note,
Rainy, I think, too, next week.
I say on that note, guys, I do want to let you know that we did get jackets in. April is going to start reaching out to everybody who does not have a jacket to get you guys times to come in and pick them up. And then if you don't have a jacket and you need one, reach out to the lieutenants, because we're going to assist in that the best we can, or the captain. And
Email
email
works best.
we're going to do the best we can to get those out to you guys as soon as possible. So I did want to give you guys an update for that one. So there's that at least.
I want to congratulate Captain McFarland on his promotion that
Thank
took
you.
effect on Monday. He's more than earned it. It's a long time overdue, and he had a hell of a first week. Yeah,
He did.
He had
It's been fun.
He had a very intense, I would say, client meeting. He had range. He had a couple ranges.
He had a couple of
And,
them.
Yeah, he's definitely been thrown into kind of my role.
Yep.
And so no, he's done fantastic.
And I want to I personally want to congratulate him, because not only has he been thrown in a version of your role, because it's not exactly your role.
No.
He's taking it with stride.
Yep.
And
Trying
he's running with, like, I'm very impressed. I knew
thanks,
he could
guys.
do it, and I've had the utmost faith in him, and that's why I'm happy he's
No, he's-
always been my partner
He's
at work for
doing
as
great.
long as he has,
Appreciate you.
and he's killing it so far.
Yep,
Well,
He's doing
great.
phenomenal.
We're gonna
Everybody will
continue to do so. Hopefully,
Everybody will be in good hands. So I could see this one coming from a ways away, and it just worked out the way it's supposed to.
well, thanks.
Diego, so to answer your question, he's asking about Cap and if one of us would endorse him. For that question, Diego, go ahead and hit us up on the lieutenant phone as soon as we're done with this, if you'd like, and we'll give you a what for on that. So
Is that for cat program?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
try not to handle that stuff live on the air, live on YouTube or anything like that. If you guys got those questions, call us and we'll get you squared away.
Stay in
way.
that cap program. I look at it all the time, especially when I've got promotions to
So we got
give.
promotion. We got
yeah.
new promotions for patrol and stuff coming up and stuff like that.
Well,
KCATA knows.
and beginning of the year, just to kind of peel back a little bit on what it's like up here, is a lot of companies are kind of ramping down any kind of new acquisition or new security companies or anything with the
Mhm.
holidays because they're going to bed down for a couple of weeks, and then Q1 for January, they're going, all right, we need to get a new security firm, and so we're going to get a lot of new contracts at the first of the year.
You can actually see it by email. You
Yeah.
can see clients
Yeah.
starting to slow down because nobody wants to make any big movements.
No,
they have
no.
holiday hours to
Yep.
think of. They
Christmas
have
bonuses.
Christmas
Yep,
bonuses
they don't
to
wanna-
think of.
Don't want to force any money out them anymore.
Yeah, and so and also sometimes it's just a budget thing that their new budget starts January.
Right,
1.
yep.
It depends on their fiscal year,
Correct.
And so you can see things slow down. Kyle and I were talking about that, about how he's like, "Is it quiet as an idea this out
It's
this way
normal.
every year?" And he said, "Oh, that's true."
Because we get we get the same way with hiring too.
Yeah.
It's always, and we noticed it 3 or 4 years ago, always right at just the week before Christmas, it slows down in hiring. And then the next 3 or 4 weeks after that are real slow. And everybody's like, well, what's going on with it? It's normal. It's
They
what
got
it is.
travel.
Yep.
They got this. They got
Travel,
that.
taxes, all that stuff
I'm
comes
not
in.
going to start a new job at this time when I
Yeah.
got all this going on. I'm going to maintain my schedule. So we get it. We absolutely understand.
Rosa says it must be nice for that to slow down.
Oh, here is the well, okay. Let me tell you
I,
guys.
I, had to let you know he
Nah,
was here.
he's not.
We were almost off the air.
No, I'm all in now. No, you're not off the air now.
Well, on that note, thanks guys. We appreciate it.
Let me tell you, we have a big thing when somebody complains or whines here in our little inner circle where we do that. Me, my life is so hard. My life is so terrible. And if I have to
said,
hear,
He goes, yeah, we're slowing down.
there it is. Yeah. If that bony ass little elf has to whine anymore, and me, I've got 30 guys. Try 4. There's my.
There you go.
bleep.
That's what you get.
So here, let's do an experiment. When I cue you, I want you to hit. Okay, when that bone stupid starts, then this is what he does.
And he goes, yeah, I was
Yeah.
15 minutes early.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
He had a really good substitute teacher apparel today.
Yes. Yeah.
First time I've ever seen him with glasses.
Oh, dude, I
He
thought it was
more casual than normal.
I got him on a Teams call a little while ago, and we were going through some new contract that he sent me and stuff like that. And I looked up and looked at the screen and actually saw him, and I was like, "Nice glasses."
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you copying somebody?" And he just like stared at me for a second, and
Yeah.
then we moved on.
He is. He literally is a sniper. He just sits
Drive by.
back. Yeah.
Right by.
My 16-year-old could literally mop the floor with
Oh no!
and he just sits there and does his little drive-by shootings all the time. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna pay my kid to beat you up, Connor. So don't worry.
Suzanne says that Roses is in trouble. Be a nice little elf.
Yep. Being an elf. Get me out of here before I get anybody. You guys have a good weekend. Everybody be safe. Take care of each other.
Yep.
Stay and let me hit on this. Yes, we are getting coats out, and we understand that. If you don't have a coat yet, don't freeze.
Yes.
Put something on.
Yes.
Yes.
Layer.
Reasonable.
Do be reasonable. Yes, we want your Titan patches showing, please, and thank you. But we don't want you freezing.
Thermals.
Put thermals on.
Thermals
do
are great.
layers. Do everything
Thermals
you can.
are great.
Yeah, just do everything you can. Stay warm out there and be safe.
Take care, guys.
So, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining us today. We will be live Friday as well. We'll see you guys then. And It's Monday. It's Friday now. See, I'm already doing it again.
It's all right.
We will be live Monday. Enjoy your weekends. We appreciate everybody joining us today. Remember, if you have any videos you want us to react to, send them to me. I'll get them all checked out. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything, let us know in the comments. We'll get them out. I check those every couple of days to make sure I stay up to date on them. So we appreciate everybody joining us today.
Videos.
I have PRNs.
And we will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.